guys, welcome back. For the record, I have my dog in my bed with me again, so you guys might hear her snoring eventually. So don't worry if you hear the weird, snort sounds. It's just my pug. Anyways, hey, good morning, Raina. You're late today. You're just too early today, Kichi-kun. I'm not trying to put aside the fact that I'm always late, but it feels good to defeat you once in a while. Oh, I slept in this morning. I couldn't sleep last night. Oh, you too? Nah, same here. I was totally feeling yesterday's uproar. It took me a long time to go to sleep. Usually I had a lot of fun with my friends and went home still riding that high. I was too full to eat dinner. I kept talking to my parents about the great time I had over the past few days. I was so pumped I couldn't go to sleep. Kind of sounds like I'm a little kid. But Raina, given that Raina seemed to be the same way, I felt better about it. No, I felt better isn't the same right way of phrasing it. I should have said, I'm glad to know that we shared the same feeling. Raina went treasure hunting after I left. I'm sure she found many adorable things when home and talked with her parents about how great the day was. No, I doubt that. Hey, Me-chan, good morning. Oh, you're here early. Better watch out for the pigs falling from the sky. I know I usually make you wait for me, but do you really have to say it like that? Kichi-kan was unusually early this morning. Today is full of miracles. You don't want to talk yourself. It's going to be another happy day today. I had fun the day before yesterday. I had fun yesterday, so I'm going to have fun today for sure. I'm happy, and Mion is happy too. Of course, Raina and my other friends are equally happy. I'm not afraid to say it, and I wish these happy days would last forever. Hey, Mion, what are we playing today? What for club? I don't know yet. Raina, do you have any ideas? Let's see. We've been playing athletic games for the past few days, so I'd say something not athletic. You're right, that's a very good point. Our club is not only about athletic performance, is it? Or of course it's not. Our club members have to be brains, skill, and brawn to boot. So why don't we have some tabletop games today? Everybody was early this morning. We could enjoy our walk to school for once. After a while, we started talking about the upcoming festival. They told me that the festival is called Higurashi, and it's the biggest event of the year in Hinamizawa. Yesterday, my relatives gathered at my house in Okonomiya, and they started talking about you, Ki-chan. What, me? What did the great people of the Sonozaki family talk about? Well, my uncle Yoshiro is the store manager of the Angel Mart, and he saw your performance yesterday. He really likes you now. So I started asking others if they heard of you, and I found out that most of them did. They said you're famous in Hinamizawa. Famous, so it sounded like they meant it in a good way. I'm probably more infamous to them because of the punishment she made me do. It's not only that, they said that you blend in well, that you're full of energy, and that you're a little bit reckless. They said it's rare for a young man in this era to have all those qualities. They were very impressed with you. I feel a bit embarrassed to know that I have people I haven't even met yet were speaking well of me. And so they want you to do something at the Watanagashi Festival. You like to draw people's attention, don't you? Hey, don't assume things and don't decide anything without me. Don't you know I'm a quiet, lonely guy who loves to be alone? Lonely guy? You mean cherry boy, don't you? What's a cherry boy? Oh, what does cherry boy mean? Whoa, stop talking about nasty things. Ladies don't like to talk things like that. Yeah, I'm not even quite sure myself. We were really still feeling the after effects of yesterday. Me and I made lots of noises teasing each other on the way to school. Raina watched us and laughed happily. Satoko and Riga-chan were already there when we were at school. They were also full of energy. Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun were there too. From that, I could tell, they were too. Okay, from that, I could tell they were also had a good time yesterday. Everybody has been having a good time early. In Hinamizawa, everybody is happy. It hasn't been years since I moved here, but What is it? Well, I'm just glad that I moved here. What's wrong, Kichan? You're being sentimental. I understand. I understand exactly how you feel. You feel like everything is perfect. That you've become happy since you moved to Hinamizawa. I think this village has some kind of power to make people feel that way. Are you happy, Reina? Yes. I'm happy every day here in Hinamizawa. Yeah, me too. Hey, don't leave this old man out in the cold. Let me in on the conversation, too. The sky was clear and a few thin clouds were pure white. The cry of the cicadas was telling me that summer would be coming earlier than usual. Watanagashi is just around the corner. I'm sure we'll have a great fun at the festival too. There'll be more and more fun days to come, I'm sure of it. Summer's just around the corner. Oh, finally. The last class of the day was finally over, meaning that it was time for club activities. I'm sure it would be fun. I couldn't wait. But then Michan received a call and told us it had come up and she had to go, so we didn't have a club meeting today. I was really looking forward to it. There was something I could do, but I could at least chat with Kichi-kun on the way home. It'll be fun. Kichi-kun sometimes says mean things, but he's very funny. When I chat with him, my depression goes away. Wait, what did I just say? Am I depressed? I have so much fun every day and as happy as I can be. What did I do? What did I have to be depressed about? Well, it's obvious. Because of Rina-san, my father is happy now. Before he met her, he was like a lamp in broad daylight. Honestly, he was like the living dead. But after he met Rina-san, he started to smile like he used to when he was living with my mother. He enjoyed talking with her and started going out with her. You could probably say they went on dates. Now he looks 10 or 20 years younger. Rina-san gets along very well with my father, and she's very kind to me too. There's actually no reason for me to hate her, but the bitter memories of my parents' divorce and my many regrets were gradually eating away at my heart. Was it okay to accept that woman? Rina-san might be the same as how Uncle Akihito turned out to be. Is she the enemy who takes away my happiness with the very existence, or with or without bad intentions? Am I going to sit around until everything collapses again? Should I fight the enemy before it's too late? Rina-san comes to my house a little too obviously. Since my father started letting her stay the night, many of her belongings have turned up in the house. My father and I don't smoke, but there's an ashtray in the living room. The futon in our guest room is hers now. In the bathroom, there's a toothbrush and a shampoo I never choose to buy. I started to feel awkward about those stains, and that's when I started noticing at the front door when I came home from school, her perfume. I asked my father once if he was thinking about getting married to Rina-san. He looked a little embarrassed, perplexed, and confused. He told me not yet. He knew I was hurt by the divorce. That's probably why he couldn't admit that he wanted to remarry. That's why he said not yet. He considered it, but not while I was still living with him. That's what he meant, I guess. There's only one reason why I don't want him to get remarried to Rina-san. I feel offended that my sanctum, my family, is being invaded. I might be foolish or selfish, though. I know keeping my father all to myself means keeping him miserable like he was before he met Rina-san. He has a life to live too. It's his right to heal from the pain from the divorce and to live to find his new love. He wouldn't have to go through that painful life if I prevented the divorce from happening in the first place. He has a right to be happy in a new life and let him forget the pain he never deserved, and I don't have any right to stop him. In fact, I have an obligation to try to return his happiness to him. I have to pay for my sin, my inability to prevent his divorce. Then what should I do to make both of us happy? It wouldn't be that difficult. All I need to do would be to give my silent approval of their relationship. My father tells me he won't get remarried while we live together. That means I should stop leaning on my family, be strong, and live on my own as soon as I can. Although that doesn't mean I can go tell him not to go out there until that day. Rina's son comes to her house to see him despite her busy schedule, and she even stays the night whenever her shift permits. They're adults. I have no right to say anything against that. That's why I choose to give myself an approval to the relationship and try to see her as little as I could. I get along with Rena's son on the surface. I know my father would have a hard time keeping faith if we didn't. But it's very exhausting and painful to get along with a person I don't really like. So when Rena's son comes over, I spend as much time as possible outside, then head home late. Me Chan's club activities are the most convenient thing to do to kill time. But there are some days we don't have a club meeting. On those days, I while away my time at the garbage dump hunting for treasure alone. And that's how I started to make my secret hideout. My father could do whatever he wants with Rena's son at home. I don't have to see them together. I can spend my time peacefully at my hideout. I sometimes feel depressed about my life. I sometimes want to talk to somebody about it. But nothing will change even if I talk to somebody. This is all I can really do. The most important thing for me should be to overcome the sadness of losing my family as fast as I could and regain my own happiness. I have so much fun every day. I'm happy every day. Even on my way home, Kichika was talking about funny things that made me laugh. My feeling gloomy in spite of that was kind of rude. My father should be happy. I should be happy too. I just feel sad because I still can't separate from my father. Compared to the unexpectedness of the divorce, Rina-san's invasion is a very slow process. Unlike Rina-san understands how I feel. She treats me very kindly, but she doesn't do more than that. I think she understands that I felt uncomfortable if she did. I respect Rika-chan because she's strong even without her parents. Compared to the pain of losing both of her parents unexpectedly, my problem was like nothing. I respect Soko-tan's toughness too. She also lost her parents and was forced to live a painful life under her uncle and aunt. Compared to the cruel treatment she had to go through, my relationship with Rina-san is a blessed one. I keep feeling anxious, but that's just because I'm still immature and because I feel like I'm not ready to separate from my father. I have to be strong like Rika-chan and Satoko-chan. I have to try my best to be happy. I am going to live with all my might in order to regain the peace of mind that I lost that day. My assumption that I'm not happy is just a mistake. I should appreciate the wonderful days I spend with my wonderful friends. Just realize that I'm happy when the world shines so brightly. Listen, it was just so cute, so I screamed on taking it home with me. I bet you did. You're an expert at making the most out of every day. I am, aren't I? I feel very fortunate to have a wonderful life and wonderful friends. How could I be unhappy? You're right. In Hinamizawa, nobody becomes unhappy. Everybody stays happy. Hinamizawa was free from misfortunes. He should have stopped right there, but he just kept going. I'm jealous of you, Reina. I wish I could be an idiotic optimist like you. Oh, it sounds like you're insulting me, but if that's what I need to make every day wonderful, I wouldn't mind, would I? I don't have any worries. I feel like I do. That's just because I'm immature and still want my father's attention. Come on, say mathematical words. I'll cheer you up. Oh. That makes sense to say it now, but I was going to say it anyway because this is my magical phrase that always cheers me up. Oh, I'm taking it home with me. What's wrong with you? That's so like you, but still. That's right. This is me, Reina. I'm not. Reina still wants her parents' attention. Reina is a goofy and carefree girl. She knows that everyday life is full of happiness, and she has to kind of hard to appreciate it too. I should forget the icky things. I should live a wonderful life free of anything icky. Icky starts with I, and that's why I got rid of the I in Reina. I'm Reina. I'm going to recapture the happiness I lost when I left Hinamizawa. I will overcome any pain and hardship. I can be happy because I got rid of the icky things. I'm sure there are only incredible things waiting for me. Incredible starts with I too. I was almost home, and when our house appeared, I noticed something different here. There was a truck parked in front of my house. There was something on the back of it, but I could tell I brought something here because I saw some cardboard boxes, blankets, and ropes on the ground. From the front of the house, I heard voices of two young men saying, "Well, we'll be going now." They passed by me as I walked towards the front door. They were wearing some kind of work uniforms. They looked like delivery people. My father was about to close the door when he noticed me. "Hey, I'm home. What's going on?" "Oh, Rina, I have a surprise for you." My father looked to be in a good mood. I didn't know why he was, but whenever he smiled like that, I just wanted to smile back at him. His eyes used to look like those of a dead fish, no matter how hard I tried to smile at him. But these days he could put on a big smile just to surprise me. He has been literally coming back to life since a year ago when he moved back to Hinamizawa. No, since he started dating Rena's son. When I see him small like this, I'm happy, but at the same time, I feel confused because I don't know whether I should thank Rena's son or not. Or is it Rena's son? No, I don't know. Because I'm pronouncing Rena's name as Rena with the I, and that's the same pronunciation. I don't know how to pronounce these names, guys. I'm sorry. It's going to be Rena and Rena, I guess. Anyways, looks great, doesn't it? He took me to the living room. He was probably expecting me to say, so whether there was something in the living room or not, I was ready to go, and off for him. Wow, what is this? What did you do? I tried to sound excited and surprised. He was standing behind me, probably still smiling in satisfaction at hearing my excited voice. I, on the other hand, was desperately trying to understand what was going on. For a moment, I thought I was in someone else's house. You see the living room having completely redecorated. The furniture we had was all basically from the former house in Higurashi. My parents bought most of the furniture when they got married, so it was all old and a little dirty. Some of them still had crayon scribbles I drew when I was little. But all of that was gone. Everything in the living room had been turned a pastel color, looking very sophisticated, like the rooms you see in soap operas. The new carpet looks very tropical. The new curtains match with the carpet. The new sofa looks very expensive. The living room in general looked like a resort hotel. The channel switch of our old TV was broken, and we used to have these pliers to change the channel, but it was gone, replaced by a new one with a big screen. The room's lights had been replaced by nicer-looking ones. The living room looked like a totally different world under the new fluorescent lights. This looks great, Dad. What made you do this? I did it to get a fresh start. It's been a year since we moved here. I thought it was time for me to reboot and finally start a new life. I suggested redecorating the house once it was in order to cheer him up because he was still in pain after the divorce. But he wasn't interested in that at the time. He didn't want to get rid of the old furniture he had chosen with my mother because he was still couldn't get over her even until the cool breakup. Okay, guys, I'm gonna take a break here to see who messaged me. Okay, nobody important. Okay, I wanted to suggest it again when the time was right. I never thought he'd do it on his own initiative. That was a good idea. This beautiful living room makes me feel refreshed. I love it. I knew you would. That was a good idea. This beautiful living room makes me... Oh, I knew you would. Okay, Rena, would you like... Maybe Rina, maybe? Then that would be Kaichi then. Man, how do you pronounce these characters? If you guys are watching this and you know how to pronounce these names properly, because I never watched the anime to this. I've just been reading the visual novel. So if you guys know how to spell or pronounce Rena, whatever it is, correct me, please, so I don't feel like, well, I mean, kind of like in the 6th of the Higurashi game by now, so I know it's a little too late, but, you know, anyways, I know you would, Rena, you always wanted to have a rocking chair, didn't you? I haven't set it up yet, but look, I got it for you. Oh, Dad, thank you. This is mine, right? Hey, this is for everybody. I understand, but I'm not going to get off the chair once I sit on it. My father explained the details of his redecoration proudly. He told me that he only did the living room this time, but he's going to redecorate all of the rooms. He should become more active. There were some parts about the redecoration I didn't like, but I still thought it was great because it made him happy. I feel like I found the old furniture outside in the yard. Are you going to throw them away? Yeah, I think we should. A delivery company's coming later to pick them up. Getting rid of the old furniture means putting an end to my mother. I hated the furniture because it smelled like my mother. I tried to break everything once. I understand why my father wants to take this opportunity to get rid of them. But for some reason, this new living room makes me feel like I no longer belonged here. My father didn't choose the new furniture. Rena's son probably did. Most likely, my father and Rena's son decided to redecorate the living room and went to a furniture store to buy everything. I try to think positively. The reason why my father didn't tell me about the redecoration was because he wanted to surprise me. Now, my father never really considers things that deeply, so I suppose he didn't tell me because he just didn't think he needed to tell me. I'm sure he didn't redecorate the living room to make me feel like I was no longer welcome. Don't be negative, Raina. My father didn't have any bad intentions. He doesn't want to get rid of me. He doesn't think I'm the reason he can't get married. And yet, why did I feel sad looking at the old furniture in the yard? Why did I feel like I didn't belong? I realized the reason right away. The reason was me. To him, wanting to have a fresh start. By getting rid of things that remind him of my mother might be an indication of his unconscious desire to get rid of her daughter. My father doesn't really consider things deeply, so he might not be thinking that I'm the reason he can't get remarried. But he understands that he can't get remarried while we live together. By staying with him, I'm torturing my father. It was my fault he had to get divorced. That's why I have to support him to help him recapture his happiness. I couldn't just keep him all to myself. I had to start thinking about living on my own. I don't need to go to university. I should just think about getting a job. But who would hire an uneducated little girl like me? Even if somebody did hire me, I wouldn't be able to earn enough money to live on my own. Maybe I should think about working as a hostess club, like Rina-san does. People only choose the jobs they can. A girl like me doesn't have a lot of choices. Not a lot of companies would hire me or pay me the amount of money that I need to live on my own. But come to think of it, where is this place where I belong? Whenever I end up feeling like this, I miss my secret hideout in the trash piles. I love to get under my blanket and feel the warmth on a cold night. The hideout gets hot and humid during the day, and very cold at the night. It's not a comfortable place to spend time in, but it might be the place where I can relax the most, where I can, more than I can at my house. No, I shouldn't think like this. I shouldn't think that my house has been invaded by Rina-san. I should thank her for making my father happy. Rina-san isn't trying to kick me out of the house. She's trying to get along with me, but I'm not opening my heart to her. I'm the bad one, and I'm blessed. Satoshi-kun and his auntie didn't get along at all, and she abused him for a long time. Compared to him, my situation is a lot easier. Satoko-chan and Rika-chan lost their parents, and they live together now. They've been through very hard times. On the other hand, I still live with my father. I should feel blessed. I shouldn't think I'm unhappy just because of these things. I am happy. I am blessed. The trouble with me is I still can't admit that I'm happy. My father kept talking proudly about the redecoration. I nodded at him with a big smile and let him keep at it. I almost forgot, Rena. Can I ask you a favor? Sure, what is it? I ordered 2 jackets from the clothing store. It seems like they came in today. I have to help the delivery company pick up the furniture. So can you go get the jackets for me? Sure. Which store is it? I wonder what kind of jackets you got. I can't wait to see them. No matter what they look like, I'm sure Rena-san picked them out for him. Although I don't mind going, I'd rather go to the store than listen to his stories about the redecoration of our living room. I got the receipt, asked them where the store is, changed my clothes, and left the house. I started pedaling my bike and looked at the old furniture in the yard for the last time. They used to be the object of my hatred, but for some reason they now make me feel sentimental. Is it because I still regret the loss of my mother, even though I hate her? I couldn't let that poisonous emotions take over my heart. I understood that in my mind, but I just couldn't get rid of that feeling. The old furniture wasn't the only stuff that was kicked out of the house. There was also a lot of junk that I brought home from the landfill. My father's probably going to throw that away too. He doesn't like the junk I collect. He'll probably let the delivery company take it all together with the old furniture. Just like an animal that has to sit on its helmet in order to feel secure, I collected all the junk in order to make sure I could stay here. No, that's not it. I wanted to bring them to my house because they were abandoned by the former owners and they need a place to live. Okay, I am definitely taking me a drink of my raspberry lemonade. Or is this? No, blackberry lemonade. Alright. The store my father ordered their jackets from is a fancy boutique. It's hard to believe my father would shop at a store like this on his own. I could tell right away that Rena-san took him here. I handed over his receipt to the cashier. A short time later, the store manager came out wearing a perplexed look. Ryugu-sama, I'm very sorry, but it seems like the truck carrying your jackets is stuck in traffic. It should be here soon, though. He said that the driver called a while ago, told him he just got off the highway and will be here in about an hour. I didn't need to know all the details, but he explained to them anyway. I asked him if I should come back tomorrow. He insisted that I should wait because the truck would be coming shortly, and he urged me to take a seat on their sofa. But I didn't really feel comfortable waiting here, so I told him I'll be back and left the store. I wonder if there are any fast food restaurants nearby. I might have to go all the way back to the station. I looked around and found a coffee house. The glasses on the door was black, so I couldn't see inside, but there was a poster saying the price for a cup of tea is lower than normal for women on weekdays. I'd be just going to get a cup of tea to kill some time. It should be okay. But still, I hesitated before going inside. Before opening the door. Her first impression of the coffee house was the smell of cigarettes. It's normal for coffee houses to be filled with cigarette smoke. It's like a requirement. But Rana still regretted her decision. While she was still thinking about leaving, the proprietor spoke to her briskly his shoulder to a table. Then I gave up the idea of leaving and sat down. Well, my reading skills suck today. The atmosphere in the shop was far from a clean and normal coffee house where you should go to simply enjoy coffee and cigarettes. It's more like a place where vulgar people would hang around. Rana didn't feel comfortable at all, but what bothered her the most was the laughter of a man and woman sitting together in the back of the shop. Her table was a planter, so depending on how one looked, one could say she was in the spot most protected from their laughter. But Rana looked as though she wanted to leave as soon as she finished her tea. The bell hanging from the engine store rang, letting her know a customer just came in. It was a little surprising for her that a coffee shop like this could draw in so many customers. Rana picked the newcomer from behind the planter. There were two of them. They looked like vulgar men, the kind of people you didn't want to get involved with the instant you saw them. Their proprietor, I don't know that word. I tried to show them the table, but they ignored him and walked towards the back. They walked up to the couple who had been laughing loudly and greeted them with a bow. Hey, you finally made it. Sit down. The couple stopped laughing and the man told the newcomer to sit down in a threatening tone of voice. As instructed, the two of them took a seat. So what happened? We're very sorry we tried to. Cut it, dipshit. Just send it over. The two of them looked at each other before they took out an envelope out of their pockets to put on the table. The man roughly grabbed the two envelopes and tore one of them open. Inside there were many wrinkled $10,000 bins. Bins? 10,000 yen bills bound into a bundle with a rubber band. You opened the other one to make sure it also had cash in it, and they threw it to the woman. Count 'em. Hey, don't order me around. This is originally my money, you know. Shut up, just count 'em. The man yelled at the woman. She looked at her thumb, looked annoyed, and started counting on the cash expertly. The two newcomers hung her head while she counted, lighting a cigarette. The man waited for her to finish counting. Good, it's all here, the woman said after flicking through the last bill. The newcomers looked relieved. The man, however, didn't look satisfied as he stared at the bundle of the bills the woman was holding. Ritsuko, how much is there? Well, I told you it's all here. I'm asking how much is that? I told you all the money I lent them. No, idiot, I'm asking if they paid you the interest. The man and Ritsuko yelled at each other. Even though they were making all that noise, the other customers acted like they didn't hear anything. Hey boys, there's only 2 mil in here. What's going on? The two of them were trying to find some excuses to make. It seemed like this behavior had touched the man's nerves as he started to look furious. What the fuck is this? I asked you what's going on. You better start talking. His angry voice echoed through the shop. He hit the table hard and dropped a glass on the floor, the noise sticking the tension in the atmosphere. Oh, we're very sorry. Being sorry doesn't give it the interest, does it? I don't mind calling the police to solve our problem, you know. Please don't. The two newcomers must have been in an extremely vulnerable position. They bowed so deeply that their foreheads almost touched the table. I called y'all here because I thought you wouldn't want to involve the police. But then you act like you don't fucking care, We're sorry, we're very sorry. While you could pity them, the newcomers looked as vulgar men, threatening them, making it hard to decide whether you should feel sorry for them or not. After a while, Ritsuko opened her mouth as if to offer them help. Oh, yeah, what a surprise. It's Rina-san, what a surprise. I knew this was going to happen. I knew she was going to find her in this coffee shop. Tasha, don't be so mean to them. I'm sorry, my guy gets mad easily when money's involved. You don't have to add the money part. I'm getting ticked because they're bitching at you. Gee, you say no stupid things won't get you anything. The man pulled Ritsuko roughly into his arms and frantically kissed her lips without caring about the other customers. Their kiss wasn't like the lovely ones that normal couples would share. It looked obscene instead. He let her lips go take a breath, kissed them again repeatedly for a while. After a while, he finally got bored of the kissing and let her go. He gets really mad when it comes to me, too. He's impossible. So what? This woman's like a part of my body. Putting dirt on her means putting dirt on me. Whoever tries to do that is in for a bloodbath. Do you remember the guy with the comb over? I forgot what you did to that guy after you took him outside. I remember him. He challenged me, went and take him outside. He said he did karate, so I got a little excited to see what he had. And I just punched him in the stomach, and then he just kneeled down on the ground. I was disappointed, so I took off his pants and underwear and made him clean the public toilets with them. I see I'm helping society. I deserve an award for that one. I can't believe you made him do that. You're so gross sometimes. Yeah. They started laughing loudly like they were doing earlier. Their laughter obviously intimidated their companions. Listening to Tet-chan is actually a very good mood today. Usually you start yelling, "This isn't enough money," and you'd be thrown into the Ouija River naked by now. We truly apologize for the inconvenience. Well, you forgot about the interest, but you did put together all the rest of the money in time. I'm impressed, so I'll be nice and take that into consideration, you know. Anyway, his interest rate is a little high, but it's only 5 if you pay it today. If you wait even a day longer, it'll be doubled. And if it's doubled, I don't think you'll be able to pay it no matter what you do. So I'm going to make you a deal. Ted-chan, would you give us a minute? Sure, I guess it's okay. The man went to the table with a grin and headed for the bathroom. He was far too amenable to that request, as if they planned for him to leave the table at that moment. Mitsuko made sure he was in the bathroom and took some papers out of her bag and spread them on the table. You're young. You don't want to ruin your life because of an outlaw like him, do you? So I recommend you pay all the interest today. If you do, you could cut your ties with them. We understand that, but we can't get 500,000 yen just like that. I understand. I bet you tried really hard to collect that 2 million yen. I understand there's no one who'd help you out with another 500,000. They must have done their very best to collect even that money they brought today, so it must be impossible for them to collect even a dime from anybody now. They hung their heads and told her that. However, take a look. I made this for you. The guys looked at the paper on the table and muttered under their breaths. You don't need a collateral or a joint guarantor for this, so the interest rate is a bit high. But with this, you could take a loan of 500,000 yen right away. Even this interest rate is a lot better than Ted-chan's. What do you think? It would be easy for anyone to guess what Ritsuko was trying to force him to do. If you show him this with your signature on it, I'm sure he'll let you off. It's your choice, though. If you need a pen, you can use mine here. They are the small print on documents were stunned by the outrageous interest rate. Ritsuko didn't force him to do anything. She just looked at the window and smoked her cigarette. After a while, the man returned from the bathroom. Hey, did you come to an agreement? They looked at him, steel themselves, and took the pen. They're going to borrow money to pay your interest. It's only 500,000 yen, so they could pay their debts soon if they work really hard. That's great. I'm impressed. Men get tougher when they have this burden them. They must have planned it from the very beginning. The man and Ritsuko got what they wanted and grinned at each other. There were many things to fill out on the documents and taking them a long time. The man and Ritsuko, already knowing, started talking amongst themselves. Ritsuko, how's your husband Hinamizawa doing? What? He's not my husband. What's going on with him? I heard he was a lot of money. How much do you think you could squeeze out of him? Well, you'd be surprised. I heard his ex-wife gave him a settlement when they divorced, right? But I just found out that she gave him a lot. How much is a lot? He's about 50 million yen in the bank. He's a big spender. Well, that's real big. How much do you think you could squeeze out of him? He has a big crush on me. He buys me anything I want, anything. He's not cheap like you. I might get serious about him. I don't think so. Your body won't be satisfied with anyone but me. Stop it, not here. So what's the plan? I'm thinking about telling him I need some money to get rid of my ex-boyfriend. How much you gonna ask him for? She whispers into his ear. Wahahaha. You're a scary woman. Let me know if you need an actor for your plight. I'll be your scary ex-boyfriend. Excuse me. We finished. Great. Then let's bring it over to your loan company. Ritsuko, take care of the check, would ya? The man patted him on the shoulders and then walked to the door. Another person was just about to enter and they nearly ran into each other. The man probably wouldn't make way for the person considering his personality, but when he noticed who that person was, he stepped aside. The person looked as vulgar as all the other men. He was wearing a black suit with sunglasses on. He wasn't that big, but his stern look was very intimidating. It was clear at a glance that he was a gangster and professional one at that. The man who was behaving badly earlier looked like a little nervous in front of him. As Ritsuko finished paying the check, she noticed the man in the suit. Oh, General Manager, good morning, sir. The man in the suit said nothing. He just raised his chin as if to say, fuck off. Ritsuko and the others bowed to him and left the shop in a hurry. The proprietor noticed the man in the suit also greeted him with a bow. Who could he have been? He appeared steady compared to the other man, but he must be dangerous because he made even them step aside. Everybody in the shop thought the same thing and tried not to look at him. The man in the suit looked around and he found a menu on the wall. The proprietor walked up to him hesitantly. Hey, waiter. Yes, is anything bothering you, sir? Do you have this seasonal dessert, sweet something or other today? Huh? Oh, ha. No, actually, we weren't running that today, but, well, if you insisted, then we could make it specially for you. If you're not selling it, you're not selling it. I'll come back some other day. Hey, Kasai. He said he'd make it for you. Take his offer. You came all the way here. The girl shouldn't be the only one who couldn't read the heavy atmosphere in the shop, and she came in laughing cheerfully. It was Mion Sonozaki's twin sister, Shion. Shion pushed Kasai in the store while he hesitated. She looked at the girl who was sitting down and stopped in her tracks. Huh? Oh, it's you. Hello, Reina-san. How are you doing? Eh? Oh, Shi-chan. I'm surprised to see you here. Are you here by yourself? You waiting for someone? Is it my sis? Or maybe could it be K-chan? E-chan? Shi-chan, who is this? Are you talking about the Kasai here? He's like my bodyguard. He'll protect me when my life is in danger, won't you? I'll give my life for your sake if that's what you want me to do. Wow. Kasai, if you're 20 years younger, I might have fallen for you. He looks scary, but he's a very funny guy. This is Rina Ryugo-san. She's my sister's friend. My name is Kasai. Nice to meet you. Kasai-san, do you know the people who just walked past you? Kasai nodded, indicating that he was familiar with them. Who are they? I've never seen them before. The man is Teppei Hojo, a skunk of a human being. She honestly didn't know who he was when she heard the name Hojo. And the woman, Rina Mamiya, I believe that's her business name. Her real name is Ritsuko Mamiya. I think she's a hostess at Flower Road. Kasai-san, do you know what he is to her? They look like a couple to me. Hojo is Rina's pimp. They are very, very bad people, so you should never get involved with them. How bad are they? Rina pressed him for the answer, and Kasai seemed to back down a little from that pressure. It's more courteous to say I have a woman's private affairs. How bad are they? Please don't ask. How bad are they? Rina kept asking the same question until she got an answer. Shion sensed how desperate Rina was and cut into the conversation. Kasai, why don't you just tell her? I don't think she's asking out of curiosity. Am I right, Rina-san? There was a tension developing between Rina and Kasai. Shion seemed to be the only one who couldn't read the mood. Kasai finally opened his mouth. They're both skunks, really. I've heard that they make a living by gambling and blackmailing people. I also heard that they set up a badger games. What's a badger game? Well, a badger game is like a marriage fraud. The woman finds a catch, a man who has money, and begins a relationship with him. And then her boyfriend shows up and catches them in the act, blames the guy for stealing his girlfriend, and then blackmails him for money. First, the woman makes her buy expensive stuff for her, and then she and her boyfriend take all of this money. There's a rumor that she got herself a big catch recently. Wow, whoever that is, I'm sorry for him. Well, the guy had some fun with her too. I guess he gets what he deserves. That's a little harsh, Shion-san. A man sometimes falls for women very easily. Oh, really? I wonder whom you fell for. Waiter, bring the dessert to us, please. Wait, where did she go? She just took her leave. Rena was already gone. The door, which had just closed, looked as if the only thing that knew where she went. I knew there was something right about Rena's son. Anyway, when I got home, the door was locked. I used my key to get in, and I found a note in the living room. So this come up, I have to go, so I'm going to eat out tonight. That's what the note said. This wasn't the first time he'd done something like this. Each time he only told me that he had to go to Okonomiya for something. But I knew the real reason because I heard him talk on the phone once. Rena said I must have asked him some free time between jobs and asked him out to have a big dinner together. Or just dinner. I decided I went to the new living room. I hated it and went to my room. I thought back over what I just heard at the coffee house. I tried to rationalize the meaning of her actions there, but she had to pretend to be a bad person because she was being threatened by the man. But even after the man she called Tetshan left the table, she continued to threaten the guys and push them into signing the loan contract immediately. If she was starting to play along with the man, she wouldn't have done that. If she was pretending to be a bad person, she could have shown a little bit of mercy or sympathy when he left her alone with them. It's like holding the water in a bowl you made with your hands. No matter how sturdy you made the bowl, water would leak from your fingers. Mercy and sympathy leak out from you, but nothing. Not even a drop of water leaked from Mina-san. Her hands weren't even moist. They were all dried up. There was no water that could leak through those hands. Mina-san was threatening those guys because, as much as the man was, neither was leading the other along. They were doing it together. That was it. Rina-san is a bad person. My brain cells accepted the idea with applause. After all, I've always hated Rina-san. I just couldn't accept the feeling because my father liked her. But at that moment, I could finally accept it. She's a bad person, just like my mother. She's an existence that will ruin everything and destroy my father's happiness just by being with him. But I wondered if my father would understand that Rina-san is a bad person if I told him so. My father likes her so much that he would jump over a cliff if she asked him to. He thinks everything does or says is great and interprets everything about her in a positive way. He protects her and praises her without her asking him to. But I'm not a kid anymore. I understand how a woman can tame a man, and it's different from love. Love is trying to build a relationship. Taming is just a way of satisfying the lust to dominate. She's just trying to make him into her slave. Women can deceive men, even my father. They could use dirty methods to ensnare a man like they're following the manual. It's the weak point all men are born with. Even with a strong will, they can't resist. That's why we hate those women who exploit that weak point to deceive men. That's why I couldn't bring myself to like Rina-san. For the sake of an argument, let's assume I acknowledged an unreciprocated love like that. But that would only be as long as it was love. If it wasn't love, if it was just a method to threaten and squeeze money out of him, I would never forgive her. I remember their conversation at the coffee house. Rina said that my father is a big spender. In fact, I think he spends more money without hesitation than before he met Rina-san. I was happy that he started to regain an interest in going out into the world again, but now I don't know whether I should be happy or not. He controls the money of the Rigo family after all. But since I do the grocery shopping, he also gives me his bank book so I can withdraw money. Because of that, I know where he keeps his bank book, his personal seal, and other important stuff. There in one of his drawers, which usually locks, I know where he hides the key. I know the combination of the cash box inside the drawer. He might be coming home soon, so I feel a little nervous, but I had to make sure. I opened the cash box, which had some bank books, personal seal stamps, and unused postcards. I removed everything from the cash box to get at the bank books, and I found something new. On the bottom of the box was a bundle of new $2,000 yen bills. Its thickness was something I couldn't ignore. There was also a paper wrap that looked like it had been bundling the bills. The wrapper had a stamp that said it was a bundle of $1 million. He usually kept some cash at home because he was troublesome to go to the bank every time he needed money, but it was usually around 100,000 to 200,000 yen at most. He's never kept such a big amount of money at home before because he knows it's unsafe. The extraordinary amount of 10,000 yen bills was enormously intimidating. I tried to open the bank book but got my fingers numb all of a sudden. A part of me was trying to deny the things I heard at the coffee house. Was it because I wanted to defend my father or even Rina-san? It was because I didn't want to believe my father was the husband in Hinamizawa the blackmailers were talking about. I opened the bank book. The last time I saw it was about 2 or 3 months ago. It shows countless withdrawals since that day. I probably wouldn't normally understand what those numbers meant, but I felt in that moment as if the 10 different digits were speaking to me. They were a series of cruel digits. It starts with some understandable expenses that I assume represent dinners or something, but then the amount of money starts to become nice round numbers like a 5 or a 10. I'm going to tell by looking at the dates he withdrew money that he wanted to have a certain amount of cash on hand when he went out with Rina-san. Among those expenses, a big number appeared all of a sudden. It was too much money to spend on that day. Hundreds of thousands of yen. I looked at the date of the withdrawal and traced it back in my memory. I remembered around that time Rina-san was talking about moving into a new apartment. I know that market rate of rental apartments in Okadamiya, you need to put down 2 safety deposits and 2 payments of key money in order to rent an apartment. The amount of withdrawal sounded reasonable now. He paid the whole down payment for a new apartment. After that, big numbers appeared one after another. I could tell they were congratulatory gifts for her new apartment or something. The numbers got bigger and bigger. It looked like at first he was withdrawing only the amount of money needed, but then he started withdrawing big amounts all at once because he knew he was going to use it someday anyway. The change meant only one thing. He lost his sense of value of money. The balance kept going down, and I started feeling anxious about what's going to happen if he continued spending money like that. But then I saw a deposit of a big amount of money into the account. Where did that money come from? There was only one thing I could think of. I opened the other bank book. It was easy, like a puzzle for kids. It was like playing with an easy jigsaw puzzle that comes to huge pieces that you don't even have to put together to see what the whole picture looks like. My father was using money from his time deposits. In other words, the settlement my mother paid my father when she divorced him. To him, it's cursed money. I understand if he wanted to use it to get new love, but that was just an excuse to use the money from his stock deposits. Money is money. Even though it's his divorce money, it's still important money for the future. Even though it's cursed money to him, that doesn't mean he can waste it. Big expenses start appearing one after another. There are many expenses, upwards of 6 digits, but for some reason I could immediately tell they were for buying electric appliances and furniture. He must have been buying anything she asked him to. If from the beginning Rina-san was only using the check, if he could end up being a big catch, she must have been trying to find out how much money she could squeeze out of him. My father bought her anything she wanted, no matter how expensive it was, so she probably thinks of him as the perfect catch now. The numbers in the bank book told me so. The simple numbers in this bank book had started talking to me. Around that time she started withdrawing big amounts of money, Rina-san started coming to the house more often, and she also started spending the night. Rina-san, my father was at first a guy who spends big money. Around that time, she landed her big catch, and my father used to refer to her as my friend in Okonomiya at first, but she started referring to her as Rina-san around that time. This is partially his fault, but he was betrayed by his beloved wife, and he was feeling hurt and down for a long time. It's also partially my fault. That's why I didn't want to blame him. And he's not that good looking either. There's no way he's immune to women. He must have not been able to resist an attractive lady who was aggressively approached him when he was feeling down. He's crazy about Rina-san, and he could see nothing other than her. I can't blame him because Rina-san trained him to be that way. I put bank books and the other things back into the catch box. This catch box is like my father's heart. Rina-san is eating up the contents. What should I do? Think, Reina Ryugu. Should I tell him about Rina-san's scheme? No, that probably won't do anything. No point in taming an animal is that it won't run away from its owner even when the door is wide open. My father probably wouldn't leave his cage even if I opened the door. Should I confront Rina-san about her plot once she's with her? The result will be the same. Rina-san would run behind his back. He'd probably try to protect her. If she pressed her breast against his back, he'd protect her no matter what. I couldn't make this a problem between me and him. First of all, I was trying to get rid of Rina-san for his sake. If we got mad at each other, it would give the advantage to Rina-san. It would be like I was putting myself into her trap. Then that meant I couldn't make him do anything. If I couldn't make him break up with Rina-san, I'd have to talk to Rina-san directly. So instead of making my father fight, I'd have to fight it in his place. But how? That guy Kasai-san who was with Shi-Chen today seemed to know that man Rina-san was with. I wonder if I could somehow meet him again. He looked scary, but I was introduced to him as a friend of Mi-chan. Mi-chan has a lot of power around here. There's no way he would treat me badly. I wondered if he could tell Rina-san the man to the back off of my father. That helped me a lot, but I didn't know how I could meet him again. I could ask Mi-chan for help, but I want her to know about my situation. This is the problem with the Ryugu family, and this is nobody's business but mine. Yeah, this is a battle I had to fight alone. I regretted my parents' divorce. And my dog is scratching my wall. Anyways, I regretted my parents' divorce. I was worried about the tragedy I could prevent it if I had tried. I wasn't going to weep this time. I wasn't going to let the chance slip away. This time I would fight for my happiness. Alright, property estimate, new tip. Let's read it. Dear Ritsugo Mamiya-sama, Executive Housing Corporation, attached estimate. We thank you for your past visits and inquiries to our office. We included the estimate for the property you inquired about. Basic information. Property name Palace of Versailles, room 707. Property code 14M1421. Property type modern condominium. Layout 2LDK. Address Shishibone City, Goiwacho to Kuchon. Transportation blah 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 line, Gogura Station, 5 minutes on foot. Cost 49,800,000 yen. Maintenance fee 20,000 yen. Other southeast corner room, elevator floor, condominium, fitness club membership included. Thank you for your interest in this property. The area around Gogura Station is a prime real estate zone for luxury condominiums. Along with future planned developments, the real estate values in and around the Gogura Station are expected to rise, and this property is not an exception. As a result, many prospective buyers are interested in this property. Hence, we'd like for you to understand that the selection process for this property will be done via lottery. Also, we offer celebrity member preferential treatment, granting highly improved chances to additional lottery entries. Please feel free to inquire with our agents for more details. Executive Housing Corporation. Celebrity Account Manager Kawabata. Alright guys, so it looks like that's it for today. I want to thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.